and welcome back. So in this video I'm going to basically focus on how to read the data into your Pandas data frame. This whereby when you want to do data analysis, first of all you must make sure you have read your data into your execution environment. So for this case you may end up having different types of files, and then it becomes a problem to figure out which type of library are you going to be using or functions that you're going to use to be able to correctly load your data into your environment. So in this video I'm going to focus on three most fundamental type of files and how to read them into your data frame. Then in my next video I'm going to look into the other three. So for this case I'm going to focus on the first three, and up here I have a cheat sheet for you that I created. You can always reference here in case you encounter hardships. So the first one is a CSV file. So I just want to go ahead and specify how to go about that. So for you to read a CSV file, first of all let me create a cell. The first thing you want to do is to load the correct libraries that are going to help you with this. So the first thing we want to do is import Pandas library. So import Pandas, sorry about that, Pandas PD. The next thing is want to do is create our data frame. And data frame is equal to pd.read. For this case we want to read a CSV file underscore CSV square braces, and then pass in an argument. So for this case the expected argument is we are expecting to pass the file name or the file path. So for our case, because the file is in my current directory, I don't need to specify the path. I just have to pass in the file name. For our case, you have to pass in the specific path to your file. So you can just go ahead and do that. Then after you have read the file into our data frame, we want to check if the file has been read. So we are going to use df our data frame dot read. So this function, what it does, it prints the first 5 rows of your data set. So once you have done that, you have successfully read your data into the new. I'm going to check if it has been successful. So like that, you are able to read the data from your CSV file. As you can see, our CSV has been redirected successfully. Like that, you can specify the number of rows that you want. For example, I can just say 2, and when I execute, only the first 2 rows will be printed right here. Another thing you can do is add another function, data frame.describe. I'm going to explain what this function does. So what describe function does, let me try to put it. I just want to put it right below that, so that we have a clear structure. What describe function does, it gives you descriptive statistics of your data set. It gives you like a summary, things to do like mean, median, standard deviation, and that. So you can imagine having a data set that has 1 million records, and all you need to do for you to get the descriptive statistics, all you need to do is to say the data set dot describe, and it will do the rest for you. So that's how you go about the CSV file. Another thing you can do with the describe function, you can specify a very specific column. For example, you want to look at descriptive statistics, things to do with the mean, median, maximum, minimum, and all that, upper quartile, lower quartile. You can specify a specific column for you to be able to check. So what you do when you're specifying a specific column, you just say df square braces. Inside the square braces you're going to pass in the specific column name. So for this case I can say I want to find the statistics for the column named age. So how do I do that? I say df and then I pass in the column name, and I go ahead and say .describe. When you execute, it will give you descriptive statistics for the specific column. So that's one of the things, or the cool things with the describe function. Good. So that's all to do with CSV file, how to read them, and some of the basic things you can do with that. The next thing I want to do is look at Excel files. So how do you do descriptive statistics, or how do you load the Excel files? The first thing is always to import Pandas as a PD, as usual. Or if for our case you already imported the Pandas, so we can just go ahead and do it again, Pandas as PD. So I'm assuming each and every person is using a different file, so I have to go through the processes one by one. So after you have imported pandas as pd, you are going to say data frame is equal to pd.read. For this case is excel underscore excel, like that. And then in brackets you have to pass in the file name. You have to pass in the file name, and as you pass in your file name or the path to your file, you're going to be expected to pass in a string. So for this case, we're trying to look at an Excel file, so I'm going to copy the name of my file. Remember, if it is for your case, you have to copy the path. Because my file is in my current directory, the same as Jupyter Notebook file, I'm just going to pass in the file name. That's good, and then I can go ahead and check if the data has been really read. So I can say data frame dot head, so it will print the first few columns or rows of the data set. So like that. So you can see it has been given. I've been able to be given that, and you can also go ahead and use the describe function on this to get some descriptive statistics for that. So you can just say df.describe, like that, and you'll be good to go. And then when you execute, it will give you basic statistics, and you can pass specific columns for your convenience, but that's how you read the Excel files. Finally, I want to look at JSON file. As usual, just import pandas, import pandas as pd, and then you can say data frame is equal to for this case is equal to pd dot read. Remember, it's a JSON file, so you specify JSON, and then in this process you pass in the name or the path to your JSON file. For my case, it's in my current directory, so I don't need to specify the path. I just need to provide the file name, and remember the file name should be a string, so make sure you pass in a string. So it should be always a string. You pass in the file name as a string, like that. Good. So once you have loaded our data in there, you can just go ahead and check data frame.head to confirm that our data has been read, and you can just specify maybe the first 3 rows. Good. So you can see that is our data set in our specific files. So that's how you read the files into your dataset. So the next part, or the next video, I'm going to look at SQL files, and also I'm going to look at flat-width files. Good. So be sure to stick around, and if you want this very source code, you can always find the link to the GitHub portfolio or GitHub repository in the description below. Also, if you are interested in this type of content, please stick around, subscribe, and in the next moment I'm going to be dropping my next video on how to read the database file, SQL file, amongst others. And also remember, this channel is basically focusing on machine learning, data science and machine learning with Python from beginner to expert level. So guys, stick around. Thanks for watching.